Good morning once again, my dear friends in Christ, and welcome to our daily bread. Today, in our daily bread, I'm here to share a message which I titled God's House is a House of Prayer. God's temple is a house of prayer. But before then, I want to sing one of my special numbers, which I dedicated to God's dwelling place. How wonderful is your dwelling place, O Lord my God. How wonderful is your dwelling place, O Lord. O Lord my God, how wonderful is your dwelling place, O Lord. I love your home. How wonderful is your dwelling place, O Lord. O Lord, my God, how wonderful is your dwelling place, O Lord, is good to me. One single day in your tent, oh Lord, is far better than 1,000 elsewhere. Your dwelling place is a happy home. Oh Lord, I love your home. Hallelujah. How wonderful is your dwelling place. Oh Lord, oh Lord, my God, how wonderful is your dwelling place. Oh Lord, is good indeed. All those who dwell in your tent, O Lord, are far better than 1,000 elsewhere. Your dwelling place is a glorious home. Oh Lord, is good indeed. Hallelujah. How wonderful is your dwelling place, O Lord. Oh Lord, my God, how wonderful is your dwelling place. Oh Lord, is good indeed. They are glad indeed. They are happy indeed. The people who dwell with you, or those who dwell in your tent, O Lord, are blessed forevermore. Hallelujah. How wonderful is your dwelling place, O Lord. O Lord, my God, how wonderful is your dwelling place. O Lord, is good indeed. My house is a house of prayer. Let's take today's gospel reading. Then you will know why I declare that God's house should be a house of prayer and nothing else. Today's gospel reading, because we are still celebrating the dedication of the Lateran Basilica in Rome. Today's gospel reading is from the Gospel of John chapter 2 verse 13 to 22. The Gospel of John chapter 2 13 to 22. The Passover of the Jews was at hand, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. In the temple, he found those who were selling oxen and sheep and pigeons, and the money changers are their business. And making a whip of cords, he drove them all with the sheep and the oxen. Okay, he drove them out of the temple, and he poured out the coins of the money changers and overturned their tables. And he told those who sold the pigeon, take these things away. You shall not make my father's house a house of bread. You shall not make my father's house a house of bread. You shall not make my father's house a house of social welfare. You shall not make my father's house a funeral home. You shall not make my father's house a club center, a home for social activities. His disciples remembered that it was written, zeal for your house will consume me. Zeal for God's house will consume him. And then, what signs have you to show for doing this? We shall come to this. We shall come to this. Let's just dwell in what Jesus Christ did and what he said. So you will still come with me to the Gospel of Matthew for you to understand what Jesus Christ was saying, or what he actually wants the house of God to be used. Let's go to the Gospel of Matthew chapter 21, verse 12 to 13. Matthew 21, 12 and 13. Jesus went into the temple and drove out all those who were buying and selling there. He overturned the temple of the money changers and the stools of those who sold pigeons. And he said to them, it is written in the scriptures, okay, my temple will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a hideout for thieves. My temple will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a hideout for thieves. I will continue to read this letter until this message gets to the appropriate quarter, because an abomination has been committed in the church. This is happening within this same month. You know, the letter I'm about to read now is just current. A letter that was written on November 4th, and today is November 9th. Just look at the closeness and see. I will read it again and again and again until it gets to the appropriate quarter. Because if we don't stop it, this was how the first lockdown started. It started in Italy, Rome. Before you know it, the whole world started locking down. If you don't stop this mess, it will spread to the whole world. This is the most foolish letter I have ever read. If nothing is done to stop this rubbish, before you know it now, because those in Africa, the moment they read this letter now, because they don't even reason, they copy verbatim whatever they see from the Western world. Else, there was no reason to lock down in Africa. There was no reason. But because they heard that, after all, Vatican has locked down, everybody started locking down. Sheepishly, without reasoning. Must you make the same mistake others have made? So please, I'm reading this so that we condemn it the same way Jesus Christ condemned in his own time. He did not even spare them. Jesus Christ did not keep quiet when they turned his father's house into a den of robbers, you know, a place for buying and selling. Now, look, listen to this. Tell me the difference between what these people were doing and what this letter is talking about. I will read it again so that you know where it's coming from. Okay, that's why Muslims have taken over the whole of UK. You know, that is one of the reasons. These are the people that brought civilization to us, people that brought evangelization to us. Look at now. So this is garbage, but I have to read it so that everybody should pray against it and everybody should fight against it. Everybody, unless with the gospel of today, Jesus Christ said, my house is a house of prayer. Don't turn my house. Listen to it again, verse 13. It says, my temple will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a hideout for thieves. By the time they will now use the temple for a place where people can come for support. Let me read the letter again, Jerry, because it's an evil letter. Catholic Bishop Conference of England and Wales. Statement from the President and the Vice President of the Conference on the national lockdown. Wednesday, 4th November 2020. Today, Parliament passed into law the regulation governing many aspects of our activity, okay, in the whole of England until 2nd of December. The regulations prohibits the gathering of people for communal worship in churches and other religious buildings. The regulation. Now, the same day, because he said today, Parliament. So this letter has been prepared, waiting for Parliament to pass the bill. He said today, Parliament has finally, passed the bill. Parliament has passed the bill. And what is the bill? What is the bill? These regulations prohibits the gathering of people for communal worship in churches and other religious buildings. The politician could go ahead with their political rally. America have just done the election. Here in Nigeria, Edo State did the election. Ondo did the election. There was nothing like social distance. There was nothing like face mask. So they did not prohibit it. Now they are bringing out, a bill prohibiting people, from gathering in churches for communal worship. And because of that, look at what the Catholic bishops are writing. They are telling me that their head is correct. Okay? Because of that, because the government say we should not gather for communal worship. And so churches remain open and in use for activities other than communal worship. Hey, Chineke. Other activities. Churches remain open for other social activities other than communal worship. Nah, may God use this one to judge them. In fact, they have already condemned themselves. If I thought they could open the church for other social activities, except communal worship, whereas communal worship is the main reason why the church was dedicated. Are we not celebrating dedication of the Lateran Basilica today? Today is the dedication of the Lateran Basilica. The same reason why church was dedicated. They said no, churches should not be used for communal worship, but it can be used. Does this make sense? It can be used for other activities. This is from the pit of hell. I don't care who wrote it. I don't care who signed it. This language is from the pit of hell. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That you can use the church, a church that is dedicated for communal worship, as you say that it can be used for other activities other than communal worship for which church was dedicated. I don't know. Oh my God. So you people are not seeing anything wrong with this. You're not seeing anything. People can go there for, oh my God. Churches can be used for activities, other activities, other than communal worship, and including personal prayer and then support for those in need. You can even use the church for club. You can use it for, something is wrong here. Something is wrong here. For support for those in need. And the one that really draws me crazy, which I say is not for you. It's not for you. They say they are not going to use the church for communal worship. They are not going to use it to celebrate mass. But they now said, except funeral masses, burial masses, and funeral services may be held. And you tell me that these people, their head is correct. They will not celebrate mass for you when you are alive. That when you die, they can celebrate mass for you. What does it? The word is the word is coming to an end. Jesus is coming to take his word, because the people who would have defended him, they are the same people that are betraying him. Religious leaders. I don't know what is wrong with you people. Who did this to you people? Who did this to you people? Why not? Oh my God. You have desecrated the house of God. Jesus will not keep quiet. He will not keep quiet. In his own way, he came to the temple and saw that they were using it for social activity. They were using it for buying and selling. He made a whip and started flogging them. He will flog all of you. Spiritually, Jesus is going to flog all these religious leaders. Don't know what is wrong with them. Where did they even get this bunch of people who don't have atom of respect for God and the things that has to do with God? Church, a holy place, a sacred place, set aside, dedicated, and you are using it now for other social activities other than communal worship. And nobody is seeing anything wrong with this. Nobody is seeing anything wrong with this. Everything is wrong with this. So everything is wrong with this. I will continue to read it until it gets to the appropriate quarter. Everything is wrong with this, because if we don't cry out, if we don't condemn this letter, by the time you know it, if African bishop grab it now, they will use it. And I know they will go to the extreme. Their own, they can go to extreme. Look at them. Up till now, they have not stopped wearing face mask, celebrating mass with face mask. I have never seen Pope celebrating mass with face mask, even during the lockdown. But African bishops are still using face mask up to today, because that's what they copy from China, from overseas. The moment they hear this now, nobody's entering that. A church is going to be a marketplace. They will give it out. So that's why everybody, anything you have to do to condemn this, if it is prayer, pray against it. What will Jesus do? Ask yourself, if Jesus was to see this letter, what will he do? Will he just keep quiet? There is something we call sin of omission. When you see evil and you don't condemn it, you are part of that evil. All these bishops that are seeing this letter and you know that it is wrong and you are not condemning it, you are not coming out to speak against it, you are part of this evil. Speak out. Children of light, because we know the church, by their fruits we know them. The church is divided. We have children of light and we have agents of darkness. The church is divided. You better know it now. You better know it now. You better know it now. By their fruits we shall know them. By their fruit we shall know them. Okay? Agents of darkness have taken over the church. How can you come and tell people they should not go to church? Hi, Aro. During the lockdown, do you know that the Holy Father, Pope Francis, was celebrating Mass every day? Every day. And that Mass was on. Even we were following it. That Mass was helping people. You know, every day this old man will come out and celebrate morning Mass, 7 o'clock. You know, Italian time. Every day he will celebrate Mass. Every day he will celebrate Mass. And after celebrating Mass, he will expose the Blessed Sacrament. And these crazy guys in England, where even Muslim has taken over their churches, and they are coming up with a letter that the places of worship, churches should not be used, you know, as a for communal worship. Why was the church dedicated? Why was the church dedicated if you cannot use it as a place of worship? What is the essence of that building? And what will you be doing? Just only funeral mass. That is the only thing you are going to offer to people. Now, Chukwu, I reject that funeral mass. It's not for the children of God. Go and bury yourself. Children of God are not going to die if that is what you have planned. You know, children of God will not die. They will not die. Coronavirus or no coronavirus, children of God will not die. That funeral is not for the children of God. And all of you in England, you must reject that death. If you give consent now, you see people dying indiscriminately. The only thing they will offer to you is funeral mass. You will not die. Child of God, say, I will not die. Psalm 118 verse 17 say, I shall not die. Say it with authority. Say it with authority. Say, I shall not die. I reject it. Because these are religious leaders. These are spiritual leaders. If you keep quiet, you are giving in your consent. You know what that means? This is evil letter. If you keep quiet, you must reject this death. Tell them, say, I am not here for funeral. I don't go to church just only for funeral. For you to organize funeral mass. You know, that funeral mass is not for me. I reject it. I reject it. It's not for the children of God. It's not for those in England. That funeral mass is not for the children of God. We reject every form of funeral mass. It's not for you to give people hope. You are telling them to die. We will now give you funeral mass, befitting burial. Funeral mass, walk. Say, I will not die. Cancel that death. Cancel it. Let them be the one to die. You know, since you like burial, since you like funeral mass, you say you will not use the church for communal worship, that you can celebrate funeral mass for people. You know, do you even listen to yourself? To show you that devil has taken over better part of you. Do you even reason? There is nothing godly in this letter. Everything, every letter, every line in this letter is inspired by the pit of hell. You know, that the church will no longer be used for communal worship, and they can use it for to support those who are in need, and then you use the church for funeral mass only. What's the difference when you don't celebrate mass for people when they are alive, but you want to celebrate mass for them when they are dead? It's not for my children. Leave the dead to bury their dead. My children, don't enter those buildings. Those buildings are possessed. For information, they have desecrated the church. If the church is only for this purpose, that thing is no longer church. Okay, it's no longer church. You know, you will not die if the only thing they can offer you is funeral mass. when you die, please don't enter those buildings again until these people come back to their senses, and they will going to rededicate the church for the purpose for which it is built, because they have already desecrated it. For them to have even said it and then written it, signed it, they have already destroyed the dedication. All the churches in England must be rededicated. Because when you dedicate church, it means that you are setting it apart for a particular purpose. Like this Lateran church, it was set aside right from time immemorial for the same reason why that Lateran Basilica, which we are celebrating today, they have been using it for communal worship. Communal worship, communal worship. Even during the lockdown, Pope was celebrating Mass, and he was celebrating Mass on social media, on everywhere. The media's carried it every day. Pope was celebrating Mass to keep the communal, to keep the link. And now you are telling us that the church is not for communal worship. What is it for? Every other activities except for communal worship. Something is wrong somewhere. So I reject this letter and I reject this decision. You will not die, except for funeral masses. Funeral masses. That is the only thing our bishop could offer to the people. Funeral masses. Come to Nigeria now. That is what is reigning for them. If you invite a bishop to come and pray for people, he will not come. Invite a bishop for crusade, he will not come. But once it is funeral mass, mama father, papa father, rich man, rich politician, you see them, their whole diary from is filled up. Funeral. Catholic Church, is it the only thing we get from you? You will not pray for people when they are alive. Only funeral, from one burial to another. Is that why you were ordained? And that's why even the church members, they are not even looking. In short, it's like a competition. How many bishops came? How many reverend fathers came? That's what is reigning in Nigeria now. Whether you live a good life or not, so long as on your funeral day, burial day, there are, people with a red cap. Call them now to come and pray for people. They will not come. They will tell you are doing boo-boo yaya. Boo-boo yaya. But the only thing they can offer people now is funeral. Go to their diary. You will not see any reasonable thing there. Funeral, from one funeral to another, from one funeral to another. Now, bishop, or is it the only reason why you were ordained? Funeral. That is the only thing you are offering people. Waiting for people to die before you come and visit them. It's an error. It's an error. Something has to be done for the church. This is an error. The church is not just for the dead. It's for the living and for the dead. For the dead, yeah, but for the living and for the dead. You people should equally consider the living. Take care of the living. Make a time, go and pray. Visit your diocesan. Pray for them, encourage them, give them hope. Celebrate Mass when they are still alive. Don't just wait for them to die. The only time a bishop will visit the house of a reverend father is when the father died, when the mother died. I can't see there is no room for any visit. Hardly. No matter what they are celebrating. The most important thing is that last respect, befitting burial. Nigeria now. That is what is reigning in Nigeria. That is the only thing that can pull a bishop to your house. Either your father die, your mother die as a priest, or a reverend sister. That one now is competition. You see more than 2 or 3 reverend father, bishop attending burial of the mother or the father of a reverend sister. And not competing. For what? You will not visit their parents when they are alive. It's only when they die. What do people get from that burial? If you like, let all the bishops in your country attend the burial of your father, mother. It's not taking them anywhere. It's appointed unto man wants to die. After that, what follows? Judgment. So Catholic bishops, you people should go and examine yourself. You are the ones that should be teaching us. Okay? You are the magisterium. You are the ones that the chief teachers. You know, don't just reduce yourself to funeral, I don't know what to call it, ministers. There are so many other things you can do for your diocesans, you can do for your parishioners other than funeral. I thought it is only in Nigeria. I don't know that everywhere now you have Catholic Church. They take pride organizing funeral mass. Most people die. Must people die? I know that one day all of us will die, but must you just, the only thing you prepare is for their death. No wonder one of the priests, one of the Carmelite priests, I'm talking of Carmelite now, when they came new, one of the Carmelite priests, an Irish priest, jokingly, we thought it was a joke. I don't know that he was just, he went to where they mark out for burial ground. This is a young order in Nigeria. He went to there and he started digging his own grave. People were laughing. How can you be digging your own grave? Since this man dug that grave, more than 12 people, 10 people have died. He's still alive. And that grave was used for the next person that died. So you think that they don't know what they are doing. Yesterday, God gave me a shocking revelation how the politicians have used the destiny, the glory of the youth in Nigeria. They are using them to shine. You see all these elderly people, you think that, don't know that they are changing the head of young people with their own head. But enough of that rubbish. The blood of the children of God will be too bitter for you. All you blood-sucking demons, all you agents of darkness, any grave you dig now, you will fall into it. You will be the one to die. Young people will no longer die. You will be the one to die. Since that is only thing you can offer, burial. Dug his own grave. And we thought it was a joke. We didn't know that after digging that grave, young priests started dying in chains. And the man is still alive. Bishops, are you not ashamed? Every time you are burying young priests, are you not ashamed? Young priests are supposed to bury you. A father supposed to be happy that the children are the one burying him. Now you people are keep burying young priests. Today it will come to an end in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Enough of that nonsense. It's an evil. It's an abomination. Young priests in a journey wish. You're not ashamed? How many young priests you have buried? You are their father. Under normal circumstances, the Igbo people believe that Onyenwaliri Baraba is the children that are supposed to be burying their parents, not parents burying their children. Our bishops are proud. You are burying young priests, and you are not even ashamed of yourself. You can't even ask yourself, why are these young priests dying? When they are sick, a young priest will be working for you every time, sending returns. But when they are sick, you cannot take them to a good hospital. You will just leave them at the mercy of their parents. The parents will be the one catering for their young priests. Is it not an error? But when you are sick, you fly yourself overseas. They are just working for you as if they are your slaves. As if they are your slaves. When they die, you give them a befitting burial. That is all we get from you. After NSAS, there's going to be another revolution. Both these superior general bishops who are oppressing young priests, superior general ladies who call themselves reverend sisters, who are oppressing young sisters, You impoverish them. You cannot even help them. Look at the one that died in Italy. A reverend sister died in Italy after working tirelessly. Any money for the congregation. She died in Italy. They did not fly her back to Nigeria. My annoyance is, at least they would have sponsored one of the family members to come and attend her burial. They just buried her there because she was from a poor family. Not even a single soul attended that burial from the family. If you are the one, how will you feel? If it is your daughter, how will you feel? You just hear that your daughter that was a reverend sister died in Italy, and they throw her there inside one grave, and you didn't even know whether it is true that he's dead or not. How will you feel? Anything you know that when they do it to you, it will hurt you. Don't ever do it to another person. Superior general, you see them riding, the latest car, flying. Anytime they fly, they take care of themselves. These young ladies are working for you. You will not take care of them. Every month you are giving them 5,000. You just enslave them. What will 5,000 do for a reverend sister? Is it enough to even buy Pampers for her in a month? Judgment is starting, and it's starting from this church, from the sanctuary. All this injustice, they are the things that will hasten the second coming of Christ. If the church could announce that the only thing they should be doing inside the church is funeral, I think something is wrong with them. That the church will not be used for communal worship. The church will not be used for communal worship, but it can be used for funeral mass. And people are keeping quiet. You should have rejected it there and there. Oh, this one, see, I reject it in Jesus' name. Ajibokwa. If it is the only thing you can offer to us, funeral mass, the church can be used for any other activity. Okay? Except, you see, if I'm talking here, you think that I'm mad. I'm not mad. Look at sister, Reverend sister is saying that, wow, they don't even give me up to 5,000. See what I'm telling you. If I'm talking, you think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. Experience. Look at somebody testifying that even she's a reverend sister. They don't even give her up to 5,000 in the name of poverty. Poverty. A system where the rich are getting richer, and the poor ones are getting poorer. Before you join that congregation, did your parents not train you in primary school? Did your parents not train you in secondary school at least? And at the end, you cannot even, with that 5,000, will you be able, now every day I'm preaching here that people should pay their tithe to their parents. Will you be able to pay tithe from that 5,000? Parents have invested a lot in you. Whether you're religious or non-religious, you must take care of your parents. You must take care of your parents. They have been, to whom much is given, much is expected. Your parents suffered. You know what it means? If you were a married woman, you want to tell me that your in-law will not visit your parents. If you like, be playing mugu. Let me tell you, in the 10 Commandments, there was no place in the 10 Commandments that says, honor your superior. Honor your reverend father, pastor, bishop. But there is 4th commandment say, honor your father and your mother so that your day will be long. Tell me where it is written in the commandment from 1 to 10. Honor your priest, Honor your superior, general. Honor. 10 commandments is the ultimate. We just throw it away and we are now bringing our own law. Nobody will even tell you to take care of your parents. Just be working and you are living the vow of poverty. Even the day you are going to celebrate your first Thanksgiving as a religious sister, they will send spies to come and make sure that every gift you receive, they collect it to the convent. Very wicked people, heartless people. They will not even ask themselves. The parents that suffer to train this girl, knows her, train her in primary school, train her in secondary school. I'm not talking of university, and then they can't even give anything to the parents. They will carry everything to their convent. These people are wicked. They are wicked. They are wicked, especially when you talk about the Reverend sisters. Their own is the worst. You think they are there. You will see so many sisters. You think they have come to your Thanksgiving Mass. You think they have come to celebrate with you. They are recording every gift, every damn gift you are receiving. They are recording it. They are recording it to make sure. And anyone you don't bring out, come back to the convent and see what will happen. Very wicked people, set of people. I don't even know who started that. They have just distorted the whole thing. They have enslaved our girls. They just useless them. They are just at their service, working for them, earning money for them. And when they die, they don't even care. Look at that rule. Unless your parents have money. If you are working as a missionary overseas, unless your parents have money, anywhere you die, that becomes your graveyard. And people cannot talk. Nobody defends them. If you ask them, they tell you that is it not the vow of poverty? Poverty. Vow of poverty is not destitution. Even if Jesus Christ did not impoverish anybody. He did not. Instead, he empowered. Look at him. Take the example of Peter. Was it not Jesus Christ that empowered him? He told them, let out your net for a catch. And they caught such a huge number of fish. When they were lacking, he said, task. They said, where is your task? He said, oh yeah, Peter, go to the field. He told them, go and catch fish. You will get money. Pay for myself, pay for yourself. He empowered them. He did not impoverish them. Jesus Christ went to the house of Peter and the mother was sick, mother-in-law. He cured her. How many of your superiors gives you money to take your mother to hospital? They are only waiting for them to die. They will just come and feel everywhere. What do you get from them? Jesus Christ cured. If we are not talking of even mother of Peter, mother-in-law, he cured her, took care of her. Ebonye bikona wachi. Okay? If where you call your home and they don't treat you like home, but I'm a religious, I'm a Carmelite. I'm telling you out of experience. These people wanted to frustrate me. I said, me, frustrate me. Instead, my sources will frustrate all of you. They withdraw my allowance. They were not giving me allowance. When I started running orphanage, they said, okay, let's see where he will get money. Let's see where he will get money. My normal monthly allowance was withheld more than 15 years now. What they used to give other priests, they thought it would make me to renounce the ministry. I said, go to hell with your money. But my sources, God will use it to hurt all of you. And God, I am not begging for food. I'm doing the work of God. I want to make heaven. Because if you are following these people, you are not going to make any heaven. They don't even allow you to pray. They don't even allow you. When you are praying, they say you are becoming Pentecostal. When anything you do, they must complain. Except just, everybody, they want everybody to be in the same level. Yeah? Everybody should be in the same level. You can't pray for the people. when you want to pray for the people, they say, are you joining them? So you are becoming like them. All these boo yaya guys. Watch it, oh, watch it. Some of them foolishly will not stop. They don't want people to be, teasing them. Call me anything. If you like, call me Bubu Yaya. Call me Bubu Yeke. Whichever one you want, call me. They have even called me a rebel. But by the grace of God, I am who I am. May God deliver all of you who are religious. Open your eyes. Okay, you are not serving, you are not supposed to be worshiping human beings. Okay, if at the end of your religious life you did not touch anybody's life, you are the most frustrated religious in the world. If as a religious your parents are suffering, you could not even give them a cup of water. Your own parents that carried you in their womb, and you are taking care of another person. All that money Superior General collects. Have you ever seen her helping the poor? Superior General, all the money she collects, have you ever seen her doing charity work? And I gather, ufu ini buklata. Very greedy people. At least use it to help your sisters. Help yourself. Empower yourself. How can a sister, I can't even imagine that. Me, I know how much recharge card I have to buy every day. What is 5,000? What will that Reverend Sister do with 5,000? And the money they bring to the community, if you are told, you will now know that this is another form of slavery. I don't even know what led me to this now. I don't even know. I think it is all this your burial. The only thing your parents get from you as a Reverend Sister, maybe when you die, if you are, like some of you know, Bishop respects you people. Bishop doesn't joke with Reverend Sisters. When they see that veil, it doesn't mean when they see that you're a Reverend Sister, and they say, hey, my Lord, my parents are there. That is the only gain your parents get from you, burial. I believe in Orinando. If I'm your parents, what you don't give me when I'm alive, call a bishop, I will come out and babusel all of you. In a wrong bishop. Bishop. You didn't call bishop when I was alive. It is when I'm dead. Oh yeah, now if I'm your parents, I won't, you won't bury me. I will come back. Ask you, when I was alive, did I see any bishop? Didn't introduce me to any bishop. It's now that I'm dead. You want to introduce me to bishop, or you want bishop to come out, and that is the only thing these ladies are getting. Apart from that, it's like a competition now. Hey, my parents, the day I married my parents, 3 bishops came. The day I married my parents, 3 bishops came. But when your parents were alive, how many bishops came? This is exactly the same mentality that made these bishops in England to tell us that the church can only be used for funeral mass. You see where this thing is coming from? That is it. That is the only thing they want to offer to you. Funeral mass, because they know you like it. A befitting burial. Yeah, I see Reverend Fathers. Reverend Fathers that came. This one said the only thing parents gain is prayer. Let me tell you, faith without good work is dead. Take it from me. Prayer again. Faith without good work is dead. The only thing my parents get from me is prayer. Do they even need your prayer? Me, I tell my family members, pray for yourself. You don't need my prayer. Okay? Pray for yourself. Let me pray for myself. But what I'm supposed to do for my parents, my brother who is representing my father, I have given him a car. My sister who is representing my mother, I have given her a car. And if my parents were alive, that is what I would have done for them. I'm talking from experience. God just allowed me to do that to show you people example. I know some of you have crooked head. Even when you want to help your parents, you are dodging. You are dodging. You are dodging. You don't want to come out and let people know that, yes, I did it openly, so that you will know that, yes, it is their right. Did you not see the day I gave my brother the key? I did it. I want to use it to break that evil yoke that says that a priest should not be useful to his family. Family that suffer to train you. Settle them. They should not be depending on you. That is another extreme. Because when you are doing it hidingly, even the one you do secretly is more than what I have done for my family. Most of the priests that does things secretly, for their family, they will turn you to their breadwinner. You will end up working for your family, because everything you earn secretly you give, and these people will keep denying you, because the family, they are not that dangerous people, very wicked people. They can turn you to their breadwinner. Okay, they will not let the world know that you have been giving them, and you yourself doesn't want everybody to know. Everything is done secretly. If this one I have come out now, tomorrow now, if anybody in my family that say Father did not help us, everybody, the whole world will bear me witness. We saw the day Father gave them jeep. Oh, you settled them. Buri sigi. Tomorrow night, my brother will come say, okay, I said, Moa, your student, your child needs school fees. My dear, am I the one that asked you to go and give birth to so many children? Go and carry your cross. Let me carry my cross. If there's anything I'm doing for them, I will let the whole world know. So because that family members, they can be funny at times. Before you know it, they will now, when you now say you want to do it secretly, because you know that the church doesn't approve it. The church doesn't approve it. You are doing it secretly. You go and steal from the church, you bring home. Steal from the church, you bring home. You will continue to steal. And the family will never get satisfied, because their needs is insatiable. I did it purposely, so that even the family will not condemn me, will not say, after all, you are not helping us. And then my conscience will be clear that, after all, haven't trained me, haven't made their own sacrifice for me. At least I have done something. Anybody that say I have not tried for my family, that person, go and do your own. Go and do what I have done for my family, if you can say that I have not tried. I did it openly for a purpose, because at times the prophets, God told Hosea, go and marry a harlot. Let me use it to teach these Israelites a lesson, that they are playing harlotry. I'm under the vow of poverty. Let them come and arrest me for giving my own brother, who is representing my father, a car. Let them come and arrest me. I did it with I know what I'm doing, and I want to use it to liberate my fellow priests. Most of them are in bondage. Most of them are in bondage because of their family. Most of them. Give them money now to go and buy a band. You see them, they divert it. And then whatever you do for your family secretly, it's not recorded. Even in heaven. Secretly. Look at the people that are very important to you. Your father, your mother. Every other person, let them carry their own cross. Don't go and carry the cross of your siblings. They have their own cross. Let them carry it. Okay? That woman that carried you in her womb. Jesus Christ, even when he was ascending into heaven, he makes sure the mother was well secured. Son, behold your mother. Was it not because of her that he turned water into wine. But at the same time, he was very, very careful. He didn't allow the woman to cage him. Jesus Christ was very, very careful. He get to a stage where the mother wanted to, he said, who is my mother? So you have to be very, very careful. Because if you are not careful, your family member can as well cage you. You will not start be working for them. No. Do whatever you want to do. If it is empower them, let them not be dependent on you. Okay? So that you will be free to do the work of God. And all this hide and seek will not take you to heaven. Officially, you are a poor religious. You don't earn money. But you know deep within you, any little gift you get goes to your family. Continue to carry another person's cross. Okay? Your father, your mother, once you help those ones, every other person, be praying for them, encourage them. It is their cross. Don't carry another person's cross. They should carry their own cross, and you should carry your own cross. Don't allow anybody to give you a cross that is not your own. Okay? So that is it. I pity the mothers, the fathers of all these religions. They don't gain anything from the church. The only thing they get is that funeral, burial. Mama, father, that is it. Bishop cannot pay a visit. Let me go and visit the mother of my priest. All these people that are working for me. Let me make out time to visit them when they are alive. And you people are the one causing it. You will not invite Bishop to come and visit your family when your parents are alive. You only wait for them to die. Come and declare celebration of life, befitting burial. If that is the only thing you can offer, please keep it to yourself. If I die, I will bury myself. They say that anybody that buries himself, his one hand must appear above the grave level. It's okay. Let me die. Me and you, who knows who will die first? Mr. Bishop, you that is offering people funeral mass, you and those parishioners, who will die first? You are not even asked. The only thing you can offer people is funeral mass. Oh. So we pray that today, I have told you, the house of God is a house of prayer. That is what led to all these things. So the house of God should be a house of prayer. Not this one that are telling us now. The house of God is, if you want to distribute food to those who are in need, there should be other buildings. Must you be inside the church? The essence of the house of God is for prayer. That thing you said, every other activity except is what the church should be used for. The bishops of England, they said the church can be used for other activities except communal worship. That thing you say except, that is the essence of the church. Today we are doing, I keep saying it, dedication of the Lateran Basilica. That is what is leading to all this discussion. We are celebrating the dedication of the Lateran Basilica. When you dedicate a church, a building, you don't use it for another purpose. That is what they taught us. So these are the bishop. They are the same people that taught us this thing I'm telling you now. You dare not use that building for another purpose except the purpose for which the building was dedicated. And the bishop in England wrote a letter. In short, this letter, hell, Chineke. How I wish I'm in a position now to arrest them. I would have arrested them and prosecuted them for abusing the house of God. If you see how this thing is boiling inside me, if I'm in a position to prosecute these people that wrote this letter, I will do that. Even Jesus Christ, in short, you know what Jesus Christ did now? He made a whip and started flogging them out of the temple. He should come again and start flogging all these losers out of the temple. They are not supposed to be in that position. All these people that are abusing the church, the house of God, whereas the house of God should be a house of prayer. I will share this letter on the tithe group so that you not think I'm mad. I'm not mad. Okay, let me just share it on the tithe group so that you will see what I'm saying. With the official stamp, official whatever, even the signature, everything. Oh, Chineke. Oh. I will keep hurting them until they withdraw this letter. They have to. Because I don't think they were with their right senses when they wrote this. If you get it, share it. If at all, people will read sense into it. That letter makes no sense. Before you share it, comment. Yeah? Just write, if the church cannot be used for communal worship, what is the essence of the church? Before you share it, because some people may read this thread now. That's what I call a spiritual ignorance. Some people may still read this letter. They will not see anything wrong with it. Some of this letter, when you read it critically, because you don't know. And that's why, everything goes. And they have written, the bishop has spoken. After all, it's the last bishop that said it. No matter the person, I don't care. So long as it is not in line with the will of God. But say, if anybody should teach another doctrine other than the one I have taught you, don't follow it. Everything is in the Bible. Everything is in the Bible. Bible directs you. Can somebody come and write you that the church can be used for any other social activity except communal worship? And if at all there must be mass, it has to be funeral mass. I beg, don't die. I'm begging you. Don't die, especially now. If you must die, don't die now. Please. Those of you in England, even if you must die, please don't die now when the bishop wants you to die. Please. So that funeral, they will not organize. It's not for you. That funeral is not for you. That funeral is not for your family. Let them continue to bury themselves and their families. Okay? So please, I'm begging you, don't die. Don't die. Don't die. And if you must die, not now. Not now. When they say the only thing they can use the church is for funeral mass. Please, I'm begging you. If you want, I will kneel down for you. Please don't die. Oh, don't die. So that they will not get that customers. Okay? They're looking for somebody to bury. Don't die. Say, I will not die. Bishop of England, me, I will not die. Since that is the only thing you can offer, funeral mass, keep your funeral mass. Anytime I die in future, if nobody buries me, don't worry. As long as God has taken care of my soul, you know. Okay. As long they will teach you by example. I love that. He said the writer has to teach by example. If they say the church is for funeral mass, let them show it. Let them do their funeral first. Uh-huh. They have to organize their own funeral first. You know, say why Jesus Christ told them, leave the dead to bury their dead. Leave them. They wanna gauge. Eh? Let me tell you why I am particular about this thing. I've spent so much time. If you watch me since this weekend, why I am hammering on all this. They did not allow us to celebrate Easter. Lockdown. Now, Christmas, November, December, Christmas, they are starting another lockdown. They don't want us to celebrate Christmas. If all the men of God should speak out the way I'm speaking out now, they will not succeed. But they may be looking at me now. I'm not just talking about, I'm just after Christmas. Must we not celebrate Christmas? Don't worry. Please permit me to take the daily diet because it is another prayer. I'm coming back to take the daily diet. Then when we start discussing, we'll discuss everything. Everything is connected. Okay? So, after the daily diet, we can now call to express. I know so many people would like to say something. I want to pray for you, for your protection. For your protection, you need to be protected from a lot. If you see me now talking about my uncle, the first time he won, he said, yes, at least America will wish one another happy Christmas. My uncle, that is one thing he would have stood against. The reason why he is not allowing face mask, the reason why he didn't want to allow the lockdown, he knows their evil plan, that if you allow them, they will not allow you to celebrate Christmas. They want to kick out my uncle so that they will now. Don't worry, you will see what will happen. It's not over. It is not over. It is not yet over. The next message now will tell you what will happen after 3 days. After 3 days, my uncle will rise again. And 3 days is good. I don't know. It is almost here. Remember, I told you 2 days, either yesterday or 2 days ago, I said after 3 days, my uncle will rise again. You people, after you must have celebrated your own finish. Continue to celebrate. But we are going to celebrate Easter, Christmas. We are going to celebrate it. He's the only one he knows their plan. He knows what they have planned. He is the only one that knows all their crooked ways. He knows them. And if they succeed in kicking him out, there will be no Christmas for you all. Know it. Because the man you are celebrating has already started. You hardly see him without face mask. He will now impose it on all of you. Everybody will now look like masquerade. All of you will now look like masquerade. The whole world will be like masquerade court. Because when you put on that face mask, nobody knows who is inside the mask. You are masquerade. But my uncle does not like masquerade. My uncle, face mask or no face mask, you have to know. We still have to depend on the boss. Face mask No face mask. We still have to ask for the help of the boss, the most influential man. So, Father, we thank you. We bless your holy name. We pray that today you will restore your church as a house of prayer. All the agents of darkness who are so trying to hijack your church and turn it to a social gathering, to a social building. Father, may you never allow them to succeed. Restore your church. The church was dedicated as a place of worship. The church was dedicated for communal worship, not for social activity and not for funeral mass. Today, I release your church from the agents of darkness, from the kingdom of darkness. I declare your church free. In the name of God the Father, I declare your church free. In the name of God the Son, I declare your church free. In the name of God the Holy Spirit, amen.